Hey everybody, welcome. As always, I'm Mythic. Basically, today I know you all want to learn about how you can make your own overlays, make your stream look amazing, not having to pay out for this stuff. I want to show you how you can do it for yourself. It's really easy. All you need is a tiny bit of knowledge. I'm no expert on all this art game. It's just a little bit of knowledge and you can do it as well. So stick around right to the end because there's going to be other videos as well that's going to help you on this how to make your stream look amazing journey. So you do want to stick around for that. If you like the video, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe and all that sort of goodness. Bang your comments. I answer all your comments. If you've got any questions, bang them down below as well. We're going to roll a short intro and we're going to get right into it. Go. Hey all, right, I told you we'd be back after that short intro. We are going to look at how you can essentially make your own overlays for YouTube, Twitch, whatever mixer, whatever live platform you're going live on. And it's a really simple process. I've already done other videos as well. I'll put a link up here for things like how to get notifications to work properly, you know, how to set up your stream properly, simple things like that. But this is the next stage again. This is once you've got all that sussed, how you can start making your stream look amazing, represent you, really be part of your character, really start to build your... Rather than paying £8 to someone, or £10, or $12, or $20, or whatever currency you're working in, someone like Nerd or Die. Nerd or Die, don't get me wrong, make amazing stuff, but you have the option to make your own stuff that just represents you. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So we're going to switch to another scene. We're going to switch to a scene over here. Now, this is an example of how I go about designing my content and how I go about designing my overlays, my streams, and I've done this for other people as well. I've worked with other people and tried to get their character into their streams and give them something unique as well. So, for example, this is an example of my webcam border that you can see that I'm literally in it now. And I'm currently sort of always looking at this sort of stuff and trying to work out how I can improve it. So I've got this on a green background now, so you can actually sort of see the border a little bit easier. The reason I've done this is literally just so I can design better. It's actually done on a transparent background. Okay, so when obviously I drop this piece of artwork into something like OBS or OBS Studio or Streamlabs OBS or whatever bit of streaming software you're using as a layer, obviously I'm going to position my webcam so it's within the border here. I can crop it, I can size it, for example. But then I'm literally just seeing my image in here, like you are now. So obviously it's cropped to the edges, sort of like, you know. I'm trying to like duck and dive, like here. So I've got it cropped, but I fit within the box, and I've sort of made myself a certain size, so I fill the box and all that sort of stuff, and that's kind of how that works. And these things are really simple. I'm just going to sort of explain about it. So you can see, obviously, you know, the box behind here, and I can select everything, and I can move it all as one piece around, and I can then drop that, you know, border into something else. So webcam borders, it's always worthwhile, in my opinion, to design them separately, because generally webcam borders tend to be a little bit more interesting. If you start doing things like sort of Shroud has, where he's got these really elaborate After Effects borders that sort of are almost animated when effects happen, they're really great to have them separately. So, for example, you know, this is an example of my border with, you know, my logo and sort of the other part of my logo using my channel name and things like that there. And I've created that style there. Okay, to move on to my face cam border. Okay, so this is my face cam border. Essentially what my sort of my large scale face cam border, we can actually switch to it now as well so you guys can see. This is my large cam face border. This is what it looks like when it's up and running. I've actually got a space down here as well where I can display what Spotify music that I'm using. And you can see we've got some funky effects down here and, you know, down here with some After Effects stuff that I've done to the logos just to add a bit more interest. We're not going to go into how to create After Effects logos at the moment. I might do another video on that. But it's more to show the fact that actually this, again, is just the webcam border that I've added into another scene. Obviously down here, I've got my events rolling banner with all the information as to what's happening on with my stream. I've got some current numbers down here as another point of interest, and I've got some chat over this side as well. But you can literally see how that works within this scene. So obviously you can see behind here, I've literally got a space. So when I put my webcam in, like it is now, it sits in this blank space here. So I can literally just position it behind it, work it all out, and so on and so forth. I've got my space down here where my events banner is going to sit. I've got my space here where I can add in my YouTube and Twitch numbers. And I've got a space here for my Spotify information as well. I've got my chat window, and it's all done in layers. So, for example, if I turn this layer off, I can actually get rid of the background that sits with the old school NES controller that sits behind here. I can get rid of the cam border, which sits in there. I can get rid of the new top bar, and so on and so forth. And it's done within layers, so I've got that control. The just chatting is also separate. So a clever thing that I actually do is this, when I've uploaded these layers, I've actually uploaded one like this, because everything, you know, all the chat sits in behind here and like that. That's all one thing that sits over the top. But then what I've done is actually I've uploaded a separate layer that then actually then just ends up being just this just chatting portion. So I can actually put that just chatting box in front of what happens. So what happens is my background overlay, which is the bulk of everything, my camera, which sits behind that again, and then I have my chat, which then sits over the top of that window, and then the just chatting then sits over top. So as the text of the chat goes up the window, it actually disappears behind the arrow. So it gives it a real interesting depth of field, and that's pretty cool. So that's a really, really cool way of looking at that, and that's sort of, you know, that's something that happens there. So that's that. Let's go back to the other video section over here. So this is my other games background here. So my other games background. So again, we've got the top bar. Again, because it's in layers, I can literally just use that new top bar. I can turn that off as an individual graphic, and then I can reuse that in other stream layouts. I've got my just chat here again. As you can see, I've got it in a section so the chat can go behind it, just like this. And then I've got my webcam border, which again is shrunk down. It's got a space behind it, and I've got a space in the middle here for my gaming. And it's as simple as that. It's leaving a space. It's really, really easy. I've added some clever things in. So down here on the bottom, let me just zoom out a little bit so you can see all of this. Zoom out, and so down here I've also got this section down here which I can actually turn on and off. Where is my section? What do I want? Cam, god damn it, where are you? Leaves, no. Leaves copy, no, not that one. Oh, is it that one? No, just chatting, new top bar, where are you? God damn it, can't find you. Oh, it is this section. So I just didn't rename it. So this little section at the bottom is actually, so again, I can upload separately. You can see it coming on and off at the bottom. It's like a separate little box. If I'm listening to Spotify on the stream that I'm doing, that's the space I can literally choose to turn on or turn off my Spotify stuff. So like doing clever things like that, I can adjust the stream. So if I actually go to my other game setting, so you can see down the bottom, down here, where the bar is at the bottom, and I can actually turn that on and off. So I can turn that whole thing off so it disappears. If I'm not listening to Spotify, I don't need that on. If I turn it on, I get my Spotify box, and obviously when I've got Spotify running, you can see the information turning up in that box. So that's pretty cool. Let's go back to my main section over here. Boop. Okay, cool. So that's really, really cool. It works really, really well. One thing we also want to have a look at is, you know, for example, like some starting soon screens. So let's go and have a look at that. So that's pretty straightforward now. So we've got our starting soon screen here. So again, it's just an interesting screen for me. I play a lot of retro games. We've got Uncle Fester. So I am the current world record holder at the PAL Any% Speedrun, Fester's Quest. It's old school NES game. I play a lot of Zelda, A Link to the Past. We've got a bit of Zelda going on. Monkey Island, again, one of my favourite games, and a bit of Mega Man going on as well. It's got my logo. It tells everyone that the stream is starting soon, and it says to get ready. In the actual countdown, I've got a countdown timer that appears under here as well, and that's automated as well. Things like this, it's just about having ideas. What we're going to do is we're actually going to look at how you can create your overlay. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut away, and I'm going to show you how you can create an overlay for a variety of games that you play. We're going to try and make it easy, straightforward, and simple. Yeah, let's do that. Right, okay, so we're now going to look at how we can essentially start making an overlay for ourselves. So most of the time, what I would suggest for overlays-wise, you've got a number of options. Lots of people will still stream in 720p, and some people will stream in 1080. Obviously, scaling down 1080 to 720 is easy enough, and most people set a scaled resolution on their PC. If you want to find out about scaling your resolution and stuff, go and watch the other video from up here about how to do Twitch settings for scaling and stuff. That'll explain all about that. But the long and the short of it is, most people will play their games in 1080p, and they'll either then downscale the stream for something like Twitch to 720p, or if they've got a good enough computer and a good enough internet, they'll stream that in 1080p as well. So for example, what we're going to do to start off with, we're going to create a 1920 by 1080 stream. We're going to go for a nice high resolution of 300 DPI, and we're going to click OK. That's going to give us a white box. Essentially, that is your monitor. This is the way to think about this. This is your monitor at 1080p, which is what most people will stream their games in. That's the space you've got to work with, okay? Now, obviously, if you're playing something like Overwatch, Call of Duty, Fortnite, League of Legends, Magic the Gathering Arena, whatever it is you're going to play, you're generally working with these games on essentially a full screen basis. You're essentially looking at the screen like you are now. You're having a webcam, and you're having, you know, some space around it. So essentially you need to think about where your webcam's going to be, okay? So webcams are generally rectangles. So if you just take a rectangular tool and pick out some black color. I'm doing this in Photoshop, but there's no reason you can't do this in any free package. The idea is totally the same. We're going to create a new layer. I'm not going to go into all the shortcuts and all that sort of stuff. It's just not necessary. If you want to do a Photoshop tutorial, probably the best idea is to go and look at someone that is far better at Photoshop than I. But the idea being that I should be able to show you the gist, so you can then apply that knowledge, okay? So, for example, we're going to create somewhere for our webcam, okay? So say this is our webcam. We want our webcam to be, you know, this sort of size. We want a decent sort of size webcam, you know, something like that, okay? And we're happy that this is the rest of our screen space, okay? It's as simple as this is the way I would do it. There are probably better ways. This is my way, okay? I'm going to create a black square. I'm actually going to, you can zoom in. So, for example, if you zoom in, I'm actually just going to do as simple as I'm going to use the edge of the square of the pointer just to sort of give me the same width. Just because it's nice and quick and nice and easy, I'm then going to cut out the middle. That is, let's zoom out. That is your basic webcam border. As simple as that. You know, all you've now got to do is drop your webcam in behind that. That's a webcam border. The other advantage of that is if you're just dropping that into your screen, you can move that anywhere on the screen once you've created that. So, for example, you've created that graphic, okay? You could now make it a little bit more interesting if you wanted to. So you could, for example, let's say we're going to make the middle of our border. So what we're going to do is we're going to reselect our border. We're going to reselect our webcam border again. We're going to make it red. Red's like one of my favorites, but we're going to make it like orangey red. We're then going to fill that. Okay. There's orangey red. We want to make it a bit more interesting, so we're going to layer. We're going to add an outer glow. And just to sort of make it pop, we're going to, so you can see what I'm doing here. We're going to make that pop. We're going to make the outer edge black. We're not going to make it opaque at all. We're going to bring the range right down so it's solid. We're going to give it a precise edge, which does this sort of 2D pixel. Or you can make it more blurred, so we can go softer. And we can bring that down. So it's about the same width as the other border. Cool. And now we can zoom out again. Let's fit that on the screen and we can zoom out. So this is currently what you're working with. This is your webcam border. Again, you can still move your webcam around all the way around the screen. We've got a selection up here. Why is there a selection? Cool. So we've got our webcam border up there, which is pretty cool. Okay, so we want to add something else to it. We want to make it better. We want to add your name to it, for example. Okay, so we're going to do that. So we're going to give ourselves a space to do that. So your name is... say it's call it, let's say gamer girl. Let's say our name is gamer girl. We're going to create ourselves a space. We're going to use another layer again, just so we can sort of mess around with it. We're going to move our box, put it roughly in the middle, and we're going to stick with our theme. So I'm going to make this box orange. It's on top of everything. I'm going to give it the same black outline, so layer, outer glow. I'm going to give it the same black outline, so it looks exactly the same. We've now got an orange box that disappears into that. Now, you might not want this black line. You can go and do all sorts of cheaty effects to get rid of it if you wanted to. I quite like the idea of this flowing into one section. Okay, so what we're actually going to do, so this box here we can see is on top. We're going to fit that on screen, and it's roughly in the middle. For the benefit of this, it's close enough in the middle, okay? We're actually going to rasterize the layer style so we can edit it. And what we're going to do is we're going to get close up and personal inside this black line, because this is what we want. We want to get inside that black line. And what we're going to do is we're then going to just color that box with orange in there. We're missing a bit of the edge. So what we're actually going to do is I'm going to do it with a brush. Brush a little bit bigger. And we're just going to color it in. There you go. There's that line gone. So we can actually now look on this section. We can actually turn it on. We can fit on screen. We can zoom out. And we can now see we've now got an orange box with a space in the bottom. And what we can do is we can put some text in here. We said our name was... we're going to make it black. You can see it. And our name was Gamer Girl. Okay. And then we're going to come up with a cool font. What's a cool font? There we go. So we've got a cool font. This is the Avengers font. So this is actually a font that I really like. We can make that slightly bigger. Let's make that 18. Let's not make that as big as that because that doesn't work. Let's go 16. Yeah, cool. That fits in there nicely. I'm happy with that. Okay. So, Gamer Girl. Now, the thing I quite like about this is I quite like the fact that I want to squash it a little bit. Edit, transform, scale it, and we're just going to shrink that down a little bit, just so we got a bit more space, and we can do that. Now, I quite like the fact that these G's are overlapping the top. Now, we could actually put this as a separate layer, and these G's are going to overlap our webcam, and it's going to break out of that border. Now, that is a really simple-looking webcam. If I link all these layers together, I can move these all around. I can move my webcam. I can place it anywhere. And it's just a really simple way. That's then a graphic that you can then save up. You obviously want to make sure your background's transparent as well. Okay? And you can literally simply add that into a scene. So we can save that up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this up. And I'm going to then show you how you can then drop that into a scene and then use it. Okay, so here we are in Streamlabs OBS. What we're going to do is, this is obviously my layout for essentially the view that you've been looking at, but we're going to create a new one. Okay, and we've created a new scene here called Gamer Girl. We're going to change over to that now. You're not going to be able to see me, but you're going to be able to hear me, and we're in that gamer thing. And I've actually added a center display capture here, so you can carry on seeing and hearing what I'm doing. We're going to add a new capture, and we're going to add an image, okay? We're going to add that image source, and we're going to make that a new image. We're going to call this image Gamer Girl Cam Border. It's always good giving your things decent names, so then you can remember what they are nice and easy. So Gamer Girl Cam Border. We're then going to go find our image, which is actually in Downloads, and it's called Gamer Girl. It's over here. Okay, so that's all done, and we're going to click Done. Okay. So that's now our Gamer Girl border. It's unlocked. We can move that anywhere we want in the scene. Okay, it just sits here. Okay, so now what we want to do, but because it's 1080, it snaps to our border, if that's what we've set it to do, we can actually make it snap to that area. We would then want to add a webcam. So I'm now going to add, because I'm going to do it from my scenes, okay? So I'm going to add from my scenes, I'm going to add a scene, okay? And the scene I'm going to add is called webcam small, okay? One thing I would suggest is if you do your webcams in scenes, okay, it works a lot better rather than adding a webcam. It just means you can change them better. It just works great, okay? So there is my webcam small. I actually want my cam behind my border, okay? So you can see me again here. Gamer Girl cam border and our small webcam. So we're going to get our webcam and we can position our webcam boom, behind it, okay? Obviously, the issue we've currently got is the fact that there's all of this space all around here and that doesn't work. So you can literally just crop that out, okay? So Gamer Girl cam border. We are then going, and you can see how these cool G sections actually, like, you know, my finger disappears behind them. Obviously, if you had that, you could have those in white or something like that. Look pretty cool, you know, and you'd get that depth of field again. You could add a white glow around the edge of it, you know, and things like that, okay? But we're going to get to that anyway. So webcam small, we're going to add a filter. We've already got a crop on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to resize it so it fits how I want it to fit, okay? So we're just going to resize it, and we're now not behind there, and then boom, we've got a webcam. Now, if we another really cool trick now is if you then create a folder and call this webcam and click done, you can then add these two things to your webcam folder. Now, as long as you click your webcam folder, you can then move this around and put your webcam wherever you want, as long as you're selecting both. We're going to undo that last thing. As long as we select our webcam, we can put our webcam up here. Works exactly fine. So this is great if you're playing different games. We can put our webcam over here. You know, we can literally put our webcam now wherever we want in the scene. And it's just through using this folder method. But if it's where we originally want it, which is pretty much in the center, we can use that snap to and move it over. There we go. On our webcams in, we've actually just not moved our Gamer Girl webcam. We can move back. Boom, there we go. So our webcam's there. We can select that in that folder. It's all easy to see, and it's there, and it's just down here. It's really easy, and that's as simple as that. At the point where we want to update our background, it's again really easy. We could go back to let's go back to Photoshop. So if I'm going to move that out of the way, you can see Photoshop over here. And because we've now got our webcam, and this is now our scene, and we're capturing our center screen, you can see our new webcam. Oh no, our webcam's in the wrong place. But as I said, if it's in the way, we can literally just select it and move it. And this is what you guys are seeing. Like, this is my new stream. I'm moving my webcam. I want my webcam up here. So you guys and girls can see what I'm doing on, and that's what I've just done by selecting that folder, okay? We've decided that we want our Gamer Girl tag to look better, so we're going to select our Gamer Girl tag. We're going to go to a layer. We're going to add an outer layer. We're going to add... well, in fact, what we're going to do, we're going to do it this way. I've got a better idea. I've got a better idea, chat. We are going to... See, I've gone into streamer mode. We're going to change the colour of our Gamer Girl logo. We're going to make our Gamer Girl logo white. But then what we're going to do, we're going to add a layer. We're going to add an outer glow to that. And we're going to add our outer glow and make it black. So it blends in, but also at the same time sort of stands out and all that sort of jazz. We're going to transform it. We're going to make it slightly smaller. Slightly longer. Slightly thinner again. Click OK. We're going to move that up in the thing so it sits there. There's our Gamer Girl logo. We're going to file. We're going to save that up again. We're going to save it as a PNG, okay? PNG, Gamer Girl. We're going to save over our current file. Yeah, we do want to replace it. We're going to keep it small because it's good enough quality. And you can actually see it's going to update pretty much in real time. And you can now see our new logo has appeared up here. Gamer Girl. All done. It's really, really cool. And it fits in. And again, yet again, oh no, my face cam's in the way. I'm going to now move it over here. Of which you guys and girls can see on the stream because I've just picked it up and moved it. It's really easy. And that is basically how you can do a really simple webcam doing really simple things. I've created a box, I've cut a hole in it, I've added my logo that I've made, and that's a really simple webcam. It's really, really easy to do. And anything after that is really straightforward. If you're only doing a 3/4 screen game, you can literally just carry on doing that. So for example, say we're playing a 3/4 screen game and we want some chat. Okay, that's easy to do as well. We're going to select all our layers. We are going to move our webcam over to here, because we've decided, in fact, let's do it on this side because I'm facing that way. We're going to have our webcam at the top, and then what we're going to do, if I'm actually going to move my webcam again, because I want you guys to be able to see my layers and what I'm clicking. I'm going to move my webcam. This is the benefit of setting webcams up in folders. It just works better. Okay, so I'm going to move my webcam over there. What I want is another new layer. And then I'm going to put this layer at the back. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a space for my chat to go. So I'm going to just literally create a box down the right-hand side. What color do I want my box? What goes well with orange? I don't know. What does go well with orange? What's next to orange? Sort of like, what about yellow and, no, what about a yellowy green? That could be pretty mad. Be pretty crazy. We probably want something that's like a bit more grey-green. That'd be quite cool. Like a grey-green. Let's do that. We're going to make that background. That actually looks all right. That actually looks okay. So that's like our grey-green background. We actually want some space behind our webcam, so you know we can keep that transparency, so we can literally select in and around our webcam. Still on our green layer, we're just going to cut out that background, so we've got space behind there. We then want some chat in this box down here, so let's add another orange box, exactly the way we did. We'll add another layer. We'll add another box. Let's make it about the same width as this. I mean, bear in mind, we've got this gamer girl section. We can actually just cheat. You ready? This is why this works great. Okay, what we're going to do, where's our layer? There's our box. There we go. There's our box. So what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate this layer like this. As you can see, we've got a duplicate of that layer. We're going to rasterize those layer styles. We're going to put that underneath so it's in the same spot. We're going to edit it. We're going to transform it. We're going to make it longer. We're going to go gunk. Now, obviously, we've got thicker bottom and top sections, which we kind of don't really want because it looks a bit janky. So, you know, that's one way you could do it. Or you can literally just do exactly the same thing again. Or you can do other cheaty things. So, for example, you could duplicate this layer. You could rasterize the layer style. We can move it down again like we just have done. Well, let's just do this. Let's just copy the bottom of it, which puts it in a new layer anyway. Let's get that in the same space like we just have done. Let's move it down to where we want. So down here, for example. Let's then go back to our original layer, which is this one here. We're going to chop the bottom of this off because we don't need the bottom of this. We're then going to then copy the middle of it like this. We're going to control copy that. We're then just going to position it and we're going to drag it down so it fits. We can do exactly the same. We can paste that again because it just sits over the top. It doesn't matter. It fits there. And to be honest with you, then all of these layers from here, I think, let me just check. Yeah, all of these layers are layers here. And this one. We can then merge all those layers together. This is our gamer girl box up here. Yeah, so this is called, so we can now rasterize these layer styles. We can merge those layers together. So we can rename them. This is cam. This is chat. This is nothing. This is, call it green BG for background, okay? And this is our white layer, so we can see what's going on. We can then make the back of this whatever color we want. We can add another new layer. We can drag a box out behind here. We can make the back of our chat window white because our colors seem to be orange and white. So we're going to paint the back of that, and it's overlapped our border, but the only reason it's done that is because it needs to be behind chat. We've now got white behind there. We can carry on with our style that we've got simply by making more text, making it white. Let's put it in somewhere we can see and put chat. Click OK. We're then going to go layer. We're going to add our outer glow that we've been using, and we're going to click OK. There's our chat that works in there like that. We're going to make it a bit smaller because it's a bit big. Gunk. In fact, we're going to change this. We're going to put, like mine, just chat. What should we put? In fact, hang on. Let's put just chat. Let's put a few more spaces in there because this font's quite close. That's one too many. Cool. We can then... Oh, we don't want to free transform it. We want to edit. We want to transform. We want to scale that again. And just scale that down. And we can position that. Make sure it's in front of our border. We can actually have it sit so it's level with the top like that. There you go. And there's our just chat in there. We can put our cam back behind there. So we can actually use this as part of our section. So we can literally just go file. We can save this up. We can save it as a PNG again. We can do this gamer girl chat. Save that up. Okay, and then we can go back over to our Streamlabs again so you can see. We can add another image. We can add a new image. We can call this gamer girl chat. We can add that source in. We can browse through. We can add gamer girl chat to our overlay. You can now see gamer girl chat sitting in here. We can then do a number of things. To be honest with you, the easiest thing to do is you could just take your webcam from here, position it behind here. You can actually nudge these over with your cursor keys as well, which is really helpful when you're trying to position stuff up. That's in there, and then literally just turn off our webcam. Boop. Not webcam, sorry. That's turned off the webcam folder. Sorry, turn off the webcam border. And then now we've got our just chat going on in the bottom. So we can drag a chat window into there, literally just by adding a chat box if you're using Streamlabs OBS, or you can add a browser source if you're doing something else. But then you've then got your gameplay or whatever's going on over here. So if I'm doing Photoshop like we was a minute ago, drag this back over there. I've now got Photoshop going on in the background. You can see what's going on, but at the same time, to be honest with you, if we was then to select our gamer girl, our webcam, we can actually then just take this whole thing, put it on this side of the screen. That's what we want to do. And then likewise, now when we're back into Photoshop, we're back into Photoshop. We've got our chat. We've got our webcam, you know, and it really is as simple as this. It's about having an idea how you can express yourself. And this has taken like real time. I've done this real time. I deliberately haven't done any flashy editing on this. So you can see 17 minutes this portion of the video is taken. And when it comes to sort of looking at sort of my overlays, if I go to my randomizer overlay, which is probably a slightly more involved overlay, it's not much different. You can see there's not a lot more going on. Okay, I've added some more sections to it and stuff. I've got some automated information to do with some of the merch over there, mythic.store. Go check it out. You know, joining the Discord and things like that, you know. Great community to do that as well. Look, you can't blame me. Come on, really. But yeah, no, it's as simple as that. So I've got my just chatting down here. I've got my Spotify. I obviously would put Spotify on to show it to you, but then, you know, YouTube loves to copyright strike me. So that would come there. I've got my just chatting window, and then underneath of that box is actually where I sort of do some of the randomizer content. And then I've got my events banner up here, which is ironically from Nerd or Die, and I think it's like $8, and it's called Bubble something. Go check them out. Nerd or Die do amazing stuff. You know, but you can edit this as well, and there's actually someone in the Mythic community that does cool stuff, and so it is possible to make these yourself as well, you know. So yeah, other than that, it's just about bells and whistles. It is about maybe making a few you know, After Effects things which you can learn, or again, you can get someone to do them for you. There's no harm in reaching out to other people in your community or in other communities to potentially help. Let's go back to the main window now, so I can chat to you all people. Where are we there? Boop. Cool. That's it. I'm not going to make it any more complicated than kind of going, literally, this is how you start. It's as simple as that. If you guys and girls want any help or advice on how to create overlays and things like that, ask me in the comments below. If you seriously, I try and respond, and probably most of the time respond to 100% of comments. And I'll always try and help. If you are interested, go and join the Discord. There is a link to the Discord in the description to this video. It's an amazing community of gamers and just people that are freaking amazing. And it's genuinely just a really cool community with a space to hang out. So go check that out. If you do want to go and check out the merch, even if it's just to look and give me some feedback, it's mythic.store. Yeah, check out the other videos at the end. There's going to be a video on how to do OBS alerts properly and how you can set up your stream so it looks wicked. You're not getting loads of drop streams that look crappy. Like, seriously, hang the chalk around, because it's well worth doing, and those videos will be at the end. Most importantly, if you've got to the end of this video, please do take the 2 seconds to like the video. It makes a massive difference to the YouTube algorithm. It makes a massive amount of difference to people that get to see this video. Okay, so take the 2 seconds. Don't be one of those people that doesn't like it, and bang a comment down below. You will get a comment back from me, and I really appreciate that. And if it helps and you think it helps someone else, go share it with a friend. Go tweet it out. Go and do that. It's amazing. Anyway, that's about it on how to make overlays and do cool stuff like that. And yeah, bring your stream alive. It doesn't take long, and it only takes a little bit of practice. Apart from that, I just want to say thank you all so much for coming and joining me on this little adventure. Yeah. See you later, everyone. Peace.
3, 2, 1, go!
Have fun, it's just